Hello, my lovely wolf pack, and welcome. Today is a little different, as you guys can see in the background. We just moved the studio, obviously, as you guys know. Had to do a little bit of delegating as it pertained to that. So from here on out, anyway, at least with the Lone Wolf Show, we're probably going to be recording from the comfort of my bedroom. So sorry if it's a little different for you guys, but hopefully it'll work out. It's probably going to be a temporary situation, at least as it pertains to the Lone Wolf Show. Anyway, welcome back to the Lone Wolf Show, brought to you by Wolfpack Media, the most entertaining place on YouTube for your news and commentary. I'm your host, Justin Huseman, founder and news contributor. We have a great show today, and I cannot wait to get started. But before we do, make sure you smash that like button. As usual, subscribe to the channel, share the show with all your friends and literally everyone you know, and join the pack today. All right, my friends, so it's finally happened. The Trump administration has released the UFO files. Now, I must say, before we really get into this, that I'm not particularly impressed with what's been released so far. Not to say that some of the footage isn't absolutely fascinating, if it's real, but I just think a lot of it looks sort of fake, or at least, at the very least, AI generated. Are just can be easily explained away by like camera flashes and the smudgies that you get in pictures sometimes. Like, it's always some blurry ass camera, man. Like, it's absolutely insane to me that I have like I'm recording on my phone right now. I got like 4K 1080p pixels right now. But yet every time there's something spooky or weird that happens to be taking pictures of with government like infrared cameras, always seems to be some blurry bullshit. But anyway, I'm just saying, a lot of it seems to me that it could easily be explained away, but I don't want to take away any of the fun of it. I know some of you guys out there are conspiracy theorists and have fun with some of this UFO alien stuff. I personally I believe some of this stuff for sure, but I think in particular they're not aliens. My conspiracy theory, I've said it to the other members of the Wolfpack a lot. I don't think aliens are real, but I do believe them to be demons, or perhaps angels, interdimensional beings, as I might say here. Anyway, we got this from President Trump truthed out this pertaining to the release. As for my promise to you, the Department of... Oh, wow. It looks like he misspelled it. It looks like Donald Trump, you fucked up. I'm assuming that's supposed to be the Department of War. It says, has released the first tranche. Is that the word, tranche? I don't know words sometimes, guys. I've never seen that word, tranche. It's not how I would describe it, but whatever. The first tranche of UFO/UAP files to the public for their review and study in an effort for complete and maximum transparency. It was my honor to direct my administration to identify and provide government files related to alien extraterrestrial life, unidentified aerial phenomena, and unidentified flying objects, whereas previous administrations have failed to be transparent on this subject. With these new documents and videos, the people can decide for themselves what the hell is going on. Have fun and enjoy. President Donald J. Trump. And then, of course, it has a link, war.gov/UFO, if you guys want to go ahead and check out some of those files for yourself. Now, let's go ahead and we will take a look at the news as it pertains to all this. If I can bring that up here. Da-da. Da-da, da-da. Here we are. Here we be. Okay, so we have this from NBC News. Pentagon releases declassified UFO files, including videos and photos held by the government for decades. Yeah, some of these are from, I believe, the 60s and 70s and whatnots. The moon, going all the way back to, like, the moon landing and stuff. Anyway, I'll read on. The Pentagon on Friday began releasing never before seen files related to unidentified anomalous phenomena, previously and more infamously known as unidentified flying objects, or UFOs. The government has been holding on to for decades. The files have been a source of intrigue and fascination for generations of skeptical Americans wondering if we're alone in the universe. The release came nearly a month after President Donald J. Trump gave a sneak preview of the possible contents, telling a conservative gathering that some very interesting documents would be released by the Department of Defense, or the Department of War, as it's now known. I don't know why NBC didn't get the memo. It's called the Department of War now, guys. I don't know why you guys refuse. These news outlets, this are certain news outlets anyway, absolutely refuse. It's like the Gulf of America thing. They refuse to call it the Gulf of America. and then they also refuse to call the Department of War the Department of War. They keep calling it the Department of Defense. I don't know. I have myself sometimes gaffing on that. I call it the DOD sometimes, forgetting. But these guys, I swear to God, they're doing it on purpose. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. We'll get back to this. The first batch of the long-awaited files on what the government is calling unidentified anomalous phenomena, or UAPs, are being housed on a dedicated government site that's www.war.gov/UFO. And additional files will be added to the site on a rolling basis, Pentagon Public Affairs said in a press release. The American people can now access the federal government's declassified UAP files instantly, the press release said. The latest UAP videos, photos, and original source documents from across the entire United States government are all in one place, no clearance required. The documents don't suggest any wide-ranging government cover-up of extraterrestrial encounters, except for, the fact that these were classified. Classifying documents isn't covering up stuff anymore. I mean, I don't know. I'm not an expert. I'm just saying. Anyway. Which may disappoint some conspiracy-minded individuals looking for such evidence. The files show no indication that the U.S. government has had any interaction with beings from other planets, or that it has any reason to believe such beings have visited Earth. Now, I kind of disagree with that, looking at some of these. I mean, they haven't had any direct contact via these videos and photos, obviously, but they've had, obviously, there's something. They've had indirect contact, I guess, with some of these unidentified flying, what seem to be vehicles of some sort, anyway. Are beings. Some of them look like straight up beings, not even vehicles. But I will say a great deal of them look like some sort of vehicle. Anyway. Instead, the release offers pages and pages of files for the public to consume and potentially draw their own conclusions, which I'm not sure I'm a huge fan of drawing our own conclusions. I hate just assuming, I hate just assuming. I like facts. I like evidence. That's just my opinion. I don't like, I don't like just taking, I don't just like looking at a picture and be like, this is what's happening. That's not how I like to do things here at the Wolfpack. But anyway, the collection includes more than 160 files detailing more than 400 incidents from all around the world. All around the world, huh? Some of the most recent eyewitness statements were taken last year, while other cases date back to the 1940s. Wow. So even further back than the 60s. Many of the declassified videos consist of grainy U.S. military footage from infrared sensors, and the release included a slew of mostly indiscernible photos, basically showing points of light or dark in unusually shaped objects, for sure. Among the files in the newly unsealed trove are incidences from the Apollo 2, Apollo 12, and Apollo 17 moon missions. In a 1969 debriefing from the Apollo 11 flight, astronaut Buzz Aldrin reported seeing little flashes inside the cabin, spaced a couple of minutes apart while trying to fall asleep. In another incident, Aldrin described seeing what appeared to be fairly bright light source, which we tentatively ascribed to a possible laser. I'm looking at some of these pictures here from that particular mission. It definitely looks weird, but it really looks like it could possibly just be, I don't know. Looks like it could be, maybe I'll bring it up on the screen for you, this particular picture, just to show you guys. There it is. Yeah, if you guys are looking, it's just like a blue streak, I don't know, in the sky. That could just be a camera flare, man. It doesn't look like anything particularly interesting to me, but it could be. You never know. That's why I'm not really impressed by any of these files or anything that's been found in them, because it's just things that easily can be explained away. Things that are just so vague that it's hard to make even a guess of like what I'm looking at here. Some of them, like I said, but some of them are pretty fascinating. I'll show you the one I'm particularly fascinated with in a little bit here. During Apollo 12 in 1969, astronaut Alan Bean reported flashes of light that he described as sailing off into space. Now, I'm just saying, these could be just reflective lights. This one looks pretty interesting, I'll suppose. I'll bring that up on the screen too for you guys. And just 3 little dots there. I don't know. It could be something, but I'm not really sure. It could also just be camera refractions. It could be light from stars. Who knows, man? It's so vague. It's so vague. Anyway, the newly released documents show some of the incidences were immediately debunked. For example, on September 5th, 1948, there was a report from military crew members flying at 30,000 feet over the Netherlands of an unidentified aircraft sighting. The crew cited sudden accelerations and then a climb. Within a few months, intelligence official concluded that it was a single propelled jet using rocket assists with tremendous reserve power. Sure, but they could be lying. I don't know. Oh, let's see here. I'm assuming, yeah, it could have been like some sort of secret uh, Air Force project that they were working on. Anyway, other incidences in the files are only described and do not draw conclusions. There is a transcript of an exchange between astronaut Frank Borman from Gemini 7 in 1965, in which he refers to a bogey at 10 o'clock high, which occurred about 4.5 hours into the space flight. Houston acknowledges the reference and responds, "This is Houston. Say again, 7." Borman then describes the bogey as the following: "It looks like hundreds of little particles going by to the left out about 3 or 4 miles," which, once again, like, the only conclusions I can really draw is that could just be light refractions. I don't know, man. A lot of these seem like very weak. Like the government isn't gonna declassify actual things, and even the stuff that has come out, I don't know. Like, some of them look very AI generated, guys. Let me know what you think down in the comments, because I'm not buying it, and I have a hard time believing that the government would even put out anything real. As soon as I heard that this was happening from the president, I immediately was like, yeah, okay, guys, they're not gonna release anything that's like hardcore. Uh, The files also include incidences from 2020 to the present, as mission reports from the U.S. Air Force identifying potential UAPs, with few details on what the object is or when or where it was identified. Other accounts in the files are reports from people around the country since the 1940s that were submitted to the government. Other sightings were redacted, such as a September 2023 report of an FBI FaceTime interview with a drone operator who, along with colleagues, saw a bright light over the horizon at a U.S. test site. Which, yeah, the document notes that redactions have been made to protect the identity of eyewitnesses, the location of government facilities, or potential sensitive information about military sites not related to UAP. The sighting was described as the following: a linear object with a super bright light on the east side of the object. The light was bright white and bright enough to see bands within the light. The object was metallic / gray in color. It did not have any wings or exhaust. The object was smaller than a 737, 1 to 2 Black Hawk helicopters in length, and was definitely bigger than a drone. The witness said the object was about 5,000 feet above ground, then moved east to west before vanishing after about 5 to 10 seconds. The person said after that the sky was clear and the object could not be found again. Lawmakers on Capitol Hill, along with interested parties ranging from serious scientists to conspiracy theorists, have pressed for the disclosure of these files for years. Trump has also spoken often of the need to release the information. The American people have asked for more transparency on these topics, and President Trump is delivering, the press release said. While past administrations sought to discredit or dissuade the American people, President Trump is focused on providing maximum transparency to the public, who can ultimately make up their own minds about the information contained in these files, the release added. While all the files have been reviewed for security purposes, many of the materials have not yet been analyzed for resolution of any anomalies, the press release said. NASA Administrator Jared Isaacman praised the Trump administration for its efforts to bring greater transparency to unidentified anomalous phenomenon. At NASA, our job is to bring the brightest minds and most advanced scientific instruments to bear, follow the data, and share what we learn, Isaacman wrote on X. We will remain candid about what we know to be true, what we have yet to understand, and all that remains to be discovered. Trump did not immediately weigh in on the new UFO document drop, but he announced in February that he had directed Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth and other agency officials to begin reviewing government documents related to alien and extraterrestrial life. Trump made the announcement just days after former President Barack Obama said on a podcast that aliens were real. Obama later clarified that he meant the odds are good. Yeah, okay. Yeah, nobody believed that. Like, oh shit, no, I was just kidding. That's basically what I got from Obama. But this goes on and on and on. Let's see here. The Pentagon appears to be using as its model a setup similar to the one the Department of Justice began employing and the Epstein files release, and the government site with the UFO documents also appeared to be glitchy in the early going. Of course, probably just too many people on the site, I'm guessing. Yeah, I don't know, man. It just seemed, yeah, it says not unlike the government's Epstein files document dump, there was no interpretation of the unidentified anomalous phenomena shared by the White House. Yeah, it just seems like, I don't know, it could be a distraction. It could be just the government tossing something out there to appease us conspiracy theorists. I will say, as a kind of a conspiracy guy, I'm not buying it, man. I'm not buying it. Like I said, let me know what you guys think down in the comments, because I'm just not buying it. Now, I do want to real quick take a look. Got a couple of these photos. I want to particularly take a look at this picture here of the star-shaped object. Now, this is the closest thing this was the most fascinating thing to me, honestly. I'll bring that picture up here. Yeah, it just seems like that is the most interesting thing here. I also wanted to take a look. Let's go ahead and look. I got a couple of these saved on X for you guys to look at here real quick. All right. Okay, so we got this here from Defense Intelligence. Let's see. The U.S. government has released the first batch of declassified UFO files, including video. Yeah, we already know all that. I don't need to read that, I guess. Let's look at this. Let's look at a couple of these. Here. So we got that one. That I thought was for sure really weird. But doesn't it look AI? Guys, I don't know. Maybe like I said, let me know in the comments. That looks AI as fuck, dude. That does not look real. That looks interesting. That looks fake as hell, dude. Easily faked, dude. Easily. We got this guy here. This is, I don't know what the, oh, there, I see it. That looks like it could just be a little light particle. It could just be like, one of those floaties that gets on the corner of your eye sometimes. That's what it looks like. It could be something, though. It's very hard to tell, but a lot of these look like they could be easily faked. We got, of course, I'm trying to get, that's this one. There's this guy here. That one I thought was interesting. The little, I call that one the jellyfish. The jellyfish UFO. It looks kind of like just a jellyfish hovering in the air. That's an interesting one, but once again, I'm pretty sure I've seen that one before. Because remember, guys, some of these have been leaked before. Got this guy. The one that's hovering around the... looks like windmills. Yeah, okay, that little tiny, I don't know if you guys can see it or not, but it's just a little itty bitty little dot. It looks like it could just be like on the screen there, though. Oh, I guess it's moving a little bit. Oh, sorry guys, we're having some, there we go, it's buffering a little bit. I got notifications popping up, my bad. I don't know, it just kind of looks like, it looks weird. Is this the one? Yeah, this is the star-shaped one. This is the one that I found particularly interesting. What the fuck is that, guys? Guys, what the fuck is that? What is that, guys? Oh my god, I gotta move my head here. Here we go. Guys, if that's real, once again, it looks a little AI generated for my taste. But if that's real, this is the one that made me really think, this has got to be, that's either an angel or a fallen angel, a demon, in other words. This is the video that made me freak out, guys. But yeah, I want to know, guys, tell me what you think. Are any of these videos I've just shown, do you think they're real? Is it possible? Oh, look, there's something weird. Look at that. Do you guys see that little shadow thing? It's like it was... Oh my goodness. Buffering. Sorry guys, I'm having internet issues right now, but... it could be an angel and a demon fighting? I don't know, man. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think down below. Dude, I really want to know what you guys think. That's enough of that, I think. My internet's being a little glitchy. Sorry, guys. Anyway, guys, yeah, it's super crazy, some of those videos. They look really fascinating, to say the least, but I just can't shake this feeling that, some of them, especially that first one, looked with the helicopter in it, with the big oval thing coming out of nowhere, that looked super duper fake. I don't know, guys. I'll wrap it up there, though. It's some crazy times that we're living in, that's for sure. But let me know what you think down in the comments below. Make sure you smash the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We really appreciate the support. You can follow us on X and Facebook and all the other places at Wolfpack Media 92, and we'll see you guys hopefully later. Peace out.